It's Niboshi time here at Ramen Walker Kitchen, and I am really looking forward to this bowl. I'm thinking about having maybe 2 bowls today because it's very hot outside and there's a hot bowl of ramen and a cold bowl of ramen coming up. This week's bowl of ramen is brought to you by Jikaseimen Ito and features some deliciously crispy noodles, wonderful char-siu and spring onion on top, and a niboshi broth that Ito has extracted that umami flavor at a low temperature with sardines sourced from Kujukuri in Chiba, Japan.
自家製麺伊藤の店主をやってます伊藤博夢です。普通にお店で出している肉そばっていうメニュー、煮干しが強い煮干しと鶏ガラ、煮干しがメインのラーメンを1種類と、あとは煮干しと、昆布とか結構和風の出汁でさっぱりすっきりした冷やしのラーメンを出してます。
And here we are. So I went with the hiyashi ramen, which basically means cold ramen first because of the temperature being really hot outside and per the chef's recommendation. In the hiyashi ramen we have the noodles, egg and some onion on top, and on the side plate we have some yuzu kosho, the char-siu 2 pieces, and some nori. Yuzu kosho is basically just yuzu and chili ground up together, and it's a great topping that's often seen in Japanese dishes. Now I am going to be eating 2 bowls today. I'll be starting with this cold ramen, and then once I finish that I'm going to jump straight into the meat ramen, which is a hot bowl. That's actually quite a nice light flavor there. Let's dig into these noodles. Cold ramen, cold ramen, cold ramen. Very firm noodles. And I actually think that's a lot of the reason to that is because they were dipped into an ice cold bath of water before being served. Definitely a comfortable ramen, easy to eat. Oh, very soft and runny yolk inside. No toughness on that egg at all. So for the char-siu, what I'll do is take it and dip it right into the broth, get some of that flavor on, and instantly melted on my tongue. Very nice, it goes well with this cold broth. It's kind of like a mix of temperatures and flavors. Put the yuzu in, mix it in, a touch of spice. I love spicy food. Yeah, it's definitely more on the yuzu flavor. It's not spicy at all for me. Really quite a nice little extra character to the broth. I actually prefer the broth more having put in the yuzu kosho. Just gives that a little bit of sweetness that wasn't in the broth originally. Maybe if I directly drink some of the soup, it will already amplify that spiciness. Or yeah, really good combo with the yuzu kosho. They combine really well to have a sweet but delicate spicy kick. I like that a lot. Let's get to the next bowl. So first of all, what is niboshi? Now often you'll hear niboshi just means sardines, but that's technically not correct. Iwashi is the word for sardines, which is used very often in niboshi ramen. Niboshi is a catch-all term for dried fish generally. Most commonly, that is sardines or anchovies. But not just sardines are used for niboshi. You can also have niboshi mackerel, niboshi flying fish, niboshi shrimp, the list goes on. But there's one characteristic that is consistent across all niboshi, that strong umami flavor. Umami comes from the Japanese word umai. Combining with umai and mi for flavor, it literally means tasty flavor. We in the West refer to it as savory, but you already probably know this. What you might not know is what is that umami flavor. Researchers have found that it is based off the amino acid, mostly glutamic acid. Now some foods are very high in this glutamic acid, such as sardines and kelp. You'll often find that the niboshi broth is made with these 2 ingredients. Cooking them at a low temperature helps bring out all that glutamic acid, and that translates straight to great flavor on your tongue. Now the type of kelp that's often in these bowls of Niboshi ramen is kombu, and kombu is packed with that umami flavor. So it's a great tool in a ramen chef's back pocket to put into the Niboshi ramen and really extend the flavor profile of every single bowl that they serve. Very dark broth straight away. The last one was very clear and see-through. This one is brown, lots of flavor coming up hopefully. Oh, Niboshi, that's Niboshi in a nutshell. So much flavor. Absolutely love that. Let's try these noodles. The noodles are exactly the same, but I'm very interested to see how their flavor and texture changes from being cold and hot. They're still firm, but they've got a different texture to them, from crunchy to chewy almost. I'm just picking up all that flavor of that Niboshi. Let's have a meat check. Is there really any better feeling than a good piece of char siu? Maybe, but no. What a beautiful yolk. Just squeeze it and it's dripping everywhere. It's so yolky that it's just coating my mouth. Well, that was great. The mistake was having two bowls, but I'm actually really glad that I did. It almost felt like the first bowl was a starter, a little bit of a taster of what was to come. In the first bowl, the yuzu kosho really amplified that broth, really give it a new level of sweetness and a new characteristic to the bowl. Both bowls shared the same egg, they shared the same char siu, they shared the same noodles, but going from the cold bowl to the much hotter bowl, it completely changed almost felt like the density of the noodle, the flavor of the noodle, the consistency of the noodle. If I hadn't seen them both being cooked with my own eyes, I would have said they were different noodles. The second bowl, that rich umami flavor came through wonderfully. It was a slightly heavy bowl, but sometimes you need that heaviness. And Niboshi is quite known for being a little bit on the heavy side of ramen. I loved it, loved them both. Great successes for Ramen Walker Kitchen this week. So if there was one word to describe these two bowls, I'm gonna say amazing. That's a terrible joke. Here are a few words from this week's ramen chef. Enjoy.
東京の赤羽と、神田、銀座に、3店舗ラーメン屋がありまして、あと王子にも1店舗別業態でちょっとうどん屋もやってます。結構今ラーメンも世界中で人気が出てきていると思うので、ぜひ外国の方も一度煮干しの味を楽しみにしてきてみてください。お待ちしてます。
Niboshi is a staple of Japanese ramens. Also, it's a common snack that you can buy in pretty much any supermarket here. But there's a reason why it's so popular in Japan. It's not only packed with that umami flavor, it also has an incredible amount of good nutrients. So it's great for having that little bit of flavor as a snack between meals without feeling guilty. Now, Niboshi as a ramen base has its origins in Tsugaru in Aomori. In Aomori, Niboshi is actually often used as a base to go with miso soup, and miso is another very strong umami-packed ingredient. Thank you so much for watching this week's Ramen Walker. Please comment down below what you think of Niboshi ramen and where's your favorite bowl of Niboshi ramen that you've had anywhere in the world. I'd love to hear it. Like and subscribe for more videos about the world of ramen, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.